didn't see you there. It's that time of year again. The time for commercialism and family stresses. I meant Christmas, alright? Nah, but in all seriousness, it's Christmas time again, and I wanted to do something special to entertain you all while you celebrate. This year, I wanted it to be a bit more fun than the other holiday special that I did. So, I decided to combine Christmas with something that everybody just loves to see. People get run over! Damn. That's right, this Christmas, I, Brucesnoop, will be looking at one of the most obscure, yet overplayed, yearly damn Christmas specials of all time. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. So we start off the special in Grandma's holiday store in the middle of the most generic city name I've ever heard, where we first see Grandma, everyone's favorite stereotype of a perfect grandmother.
And that's me, Jake Spankenheimer.
Wait, what? Spankenheimer? Something about that name that just disgusts me. Sounds more like a German sex slave than a last name for a family-friendly last name for a Christmas special.
You can stop right there.
Oh, he better will. Meet Cousin Mel, the greedy and money-grubbing loser who could have low-key had a cocaine addiction. Here, she stops some random creature from taking an item without paying, but Grandma thinks otherwise. But Grandma, that's not how you're supposed to run a business. Stop letting people take our stuff and risk us more and more to close down the business you— Oh, she's back to reading to the kids again. I'm out of here. Piss off, you old brick.
Thanks, Grandma. Everyone have a Merry Christmas. You too.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is?
So after Cousin Mel leaves the store after having a little piss on the floor over Grandma actually having a moral compass, we go to the Spankenheimer house, where we see Jake typing a Christmas email to Santa when his sister comes in.
Adding to your Christmas wish list? Sisters.
Jeez, Jake, you don't have to be a dick. She's just asking a question.
Tell her, Mom! Santa Claus is real!
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Well, there's no easy answer. Historically, there was a Saint Nick who, with a loving heart, filled children's shoes with gifts of all sorts.
You sure about gifts of all sorts? All I got in my shoes every December 6th were just oranges. So after a bit of quote-unquote banter with the family after the Christmas tree deflates, we go back to Grandma's store, where this businessman walks towards the store, shouted in broad daylight.
Excuse me, I'm
Austin Bucks! CEO of the Cityville Own All Corporation! I'm sure she wants to see you, but right now, Grandma Elfenheimer is reading to the kids.
So after Austin Kuntz dresses up in an elf costume looking more like a man-child more than an elf, he starts to talk to Grandma about buying her store for some gay snowmobile or something. She declines, but the obviously drugged up Mel decides to be a total snake and take his card for when she changes her mind. After that, we go back to the house where Jake and Grandma create Grandma's killer fruit cake. Ugh, this won't be so bad, I guess. Songs heard so far aren't terrible, so I guess I'll just give it a chance.
Was harder than the head above the bucky. Happy as a servant, a preacher lucky. One's enough to get the whole state of Kentucky a great big belly ache. It was denser than a drove barnyard turkeys, tougher than a truckload of all beef jerky, drier than a drought in Albuquerque. Grandma's killer fruit cake.
Spoke too soon. At least it serves one purpose, for some random schlub to be proud of the fact that he had to animate the state of Kentucky belching. So after whatever the fuck that was, Cousin Mel comes to the room and says that Jake's dog is missing. So Grandma and Jake run off to find their dog, and Cousin Mel goes to the fruitcake that Jake and Grandma was making and spikes them. Well, this took a drastic turn, damn. So after helping out, Grandma tucks Jake into bed on Christmas Eve, and when Grandma leaves, oh, the unthinkable happens.
Undone her! Unblitzen!
It's
Grandma
him!
got run
Santa
over
Claus.
by a reindeer.
Oh, he is real!
Walking home from our house Christmas
Grandma,
Eve.
watch out!
Boom dickhead. That's what I call a fucking gamer shop.
But as for me and Grandpa, we believe.
So after that fever dream of possible excessive eggnog, Jake runs downstairs and says that Grandma was run over by a reindeer, which everybody else except for Grandpa believes in him. but he insists that they call the police. Later that Christmas morning, the police come over and see that he's just basically a conspiracy nut job. Fortunately and unfortunately for Mel, Santa had actually left a note about what happened, but that cokehead Mel decides to hide the note, so the plan of her selling the store would backfire.
That started the biggest grandma hunt in Cityville history.
Wait, what? The biggest grandma hunt in Cityville history. Seriously, they treat their search for grandma as if they were searching for Bin Laden.
The police searched every nook and cranny for Granny. Time passed, and police kept looking and looking. Months went by. We looked and looked.
Damn, this is turning into CSI investigative work to find a grandma that was hit by Santa fucking Claus. Wow, Jake, was your sister going through a bit of a phase during September? So after we get back to the story, Jake finds out that Cousin Mel snaked Grandma and that she's actually going to sell the store, and they attempt to seal the deal, but her name isn't on the establishment, so she tries to manipulate Grandpa into signing the papers at dinner, and Grandpa responds with,
So sign.
I'd rather sing.
"Oh, no, I don't want to watch this again." Grandpa gets manipulated and signs the papers, totally oblivious to what she's attempting. The next morning, Cousin Mel tells the entire family that she sold the store, and she announces that she'll be going to Austin Fox to negotiate, which doesn't make Jake too happy. This causes Cousin Mel to leave, and Jake to chase after her in what I think is the Kids Bob equivalent of a car chase. In the building, Jake tells Austin and Mel to stop.
Please don't buy Grandma's store.
Too late, kid. With this last piece of property, Mr. Bucks will own all of Cityville.
Who are you?
Cousin Mel's attorney. I am Slime.
You said it, not me.
So Jake wants to call off the deal if he'll bring back Grandma. Austin agrees only if he brings her back before the end of the week, with a suggestion that
If you really believe Grandma was run over by Santa's reindeer, then find him.
And so Jake begins his, lack of a better word, grandma hunt. Back in the house, his sister is still being the unencouraging little cum stain and tells Jake to give it up. Of course, because this needs a happy ending, Jake's dog Doofus finds some Christmas lists from a year prior, with the email address that for some reason is named SantaClausIsReal.com. Jake, are you a bit dense in the head there? Out of all the email addresses that Santa could have, you decided to go with SantaClausIsReal.com? Oh god, just imagine, like, if there was like a pedophile on the other line. Ooh, that would end so badly, huh? Whatever, the email will probably be sent to Santa because plot convenience. So Jake sends a fuck off letter to Santa asking if he knows the whereabouts of his grandma. He sends the email, and for some reason there's a literal Matrix level sequence of the email actually being electrically transferred to the North Pole.
You've got email.
Oh Jesus, the early 2000s are coming back to me. So this elf here named Quincy gives the letter to Santa, and Santa reveals that Grandma had been safe in his workshop the whole time, but she had a huge case of amnesia from the hit. In order to tell Jake that Grandma's okay, Quincy decides to fly out to Cityville and tell him in real life. They fly out to the North Pole so Jake can finally meet up with his grandma. After a scene that is just repeating what happened to Grandma, Santa, Quincy, Jake, and Grandma fly back to Cityville. Santa and Jake leaves Quincy to watch the reindeer and crippled Grandma to go see Austin Cucks. And holy shit, the way Santa persuades Austin is quite riveting, to say the least.
You're Austin Box. When you were 6 years old, you wanted a Lieutenant Neutron action figure.
Lieutenant Neutron? He was the best! Hey, how did you know that?
I'm Santa. It's what I do.
Also, Quincy's just sitting on his ass, so Mel and Slime, God, it's such a shit name, distract Quincy so they'll take away Grandma. You know what's coming. Anyways, it seems that all is well and good. Grandma won't sell the store, Mel will go back to the streets, and Jake will continue to be his happy boy stereotype.
I'm sorry. I had to chase the reindeer. I was gone for a minute. She wandered off.
Oh geez, I wonder why.
Grandma! We couldn't find her anywhere. She's missing again.
Since Grandma is nowhere to be found, and the man in the red suit here admitted he ran over her, I demand that you have Santa arrested for the disappearance of Grandma.
No!
So we return to the special where Santa has been arrested, and Grandma is still under the hands of hell. Oops, I mean Mel.
Woof!
No, not this scene, not this scene. Come on. Turn, skip.
Meanwhile,
So after that hell, we cut back to the Spankenheimer home, where Jake's dog devises a plan to follow Cousin Mel to where they think Mel could be hiding in. Jake calls over Quincy and they put on the disguise to get Mel out of the house. And Jake and Quincy sneaks easily inside to meet Grandma. Their next plan is to cure Grandma's amnesia. So they take her to her store. Doesn't work. So Jake brings her to their home and makes her homemade fruitcake. Sure enough, it works, and they head straight to the courthouse where Santa is being held.
This one was made by Grandma using her special ingredients. Taste it, and then compare it to the pieces of cake found at the scene of the alleged crime. Now taste state's evidence number 12, found where Grandma disappeared.
This is a note Santa left at the accident scene explaining everything.
So after Jake pulls a CSI on Mel, Mel gives herself up to the jury and gets arrested. Santa, Quincy, and Mrs. Claus leaves to go back to the North Pole, saying some sappy stuff to Jake, yada yada yada. When you start to get goddamn PTSD from this.
Not that one! It's Cousin Mel's! Waha!
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh no! Reindeer nip! Not again!
Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe.
And that was Grandma got run over by a reindeer. It was quite an experience to say, to be honest. I had fun making this and I hope you all enjoyed it. Now, before I sign off, I'd like to present to you some announcements and some special shoutouts. Since the whole YouTube controversy with this whole algorithm change has sort of jeopardized as content creators at the moment, including me, I decided to think outside the box and create a VidMe account. Just in case something happens to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to watch my videos on VidMe. And no, I'm not quitting YouTube at all. That's dumb. I've been just wanting to branch out to new communities, and I felt this was a good way to present myself to new people. New videos, including this one, we posted both to YouTube and VidMe at the exact same time. It's pretty cool, huh? I'd also like to give some shoutouts to people that I feel really need love this holiday season. First up, Slayerrunes. He's a fellow animation reviewer with a great editing style and a nice aesthetic. He's also a really cool guy, so check out his stuff and subscribe to him. Next, we have VideoJunk, a friend of mine who started a review series. His first video was an extremely laid-back video on Good Burger. It's a very nice video. He has a very colorful style and a nice color palette. It's also a really funny video with a bit of racism involved, so be warned, but still go subscribe to him, please. Finally, we have Jesus with Bazooka 79. He's actually a really cool dude. He actually made a 3-hour rant on the commentary community. It's nothing more than great and absolutely hilarious. It's worth it. Go subscribe to him, please. Before you all subscribe to them, I'd like to let you know that at the exact same time of this video being released, I appeared on my friend Bedhead Bernie's Animation Warehouse series. In this video, I talk about the mystery on the Lost Calvin and Hobbes TV and film adaptations. So definitely check out that video and check out the other content creators, which I'll leave in the description. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. My name is Brucesnoop. Hope you all liked the video. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and leave a comment to share your thoughts. And anyways, have a happy holidays to all. I'm out.
Ho, 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 ho.